Welcome back to the deep dive. So today we're digging into function health.
Why, yes. Function health.
Yeah, the company that Time Magazine highlighted, one of their 100 most influential for 2025.
That's the one.
Their whole thing is basically giving you a shortcut to really owning your health, aiming for that 100 healthy years goal.
It's a bold promise, and
Yeah.
the price hook is definitely part of the story, right? $499 a year.
Exactly. No insurance involved.
Yeah, and they frame it as, potentially saving you from a $15,000 bill if you sourced all this testing yourself.
Which makes you ask, okay, what are you really getting for that 500 bucks? Is it actually comparable?
Well, let's look at the scope. The sources say it's over 100 lab tests.
100 plus.
Yeah.
Which they claim is what, 5 times more than your average physical?
5 times, yeah. Logistically, it seems straightforward. You go to a Quest Diagnostics lab.
Right, they've got like 2,000 locations. Pretty convenient.
And it's not just a one-and-done test either. They mention follow-ups.
Yeah, about 60 or more follow-up tests, usually around 3 to 6 months later, so you can actually see if things are changing.
Which is key. Now, the specific markers, this is where it gets interesting. Beyond the usual stuff.
Okay, like for heart health, what are we talking about?
Well, way beyond standard cholesterol panels. They're measuring apolipoprotein B ApoB.
Right, which is increasingly seen as a much better marker for like the dangerous cholesterol particle.
Exactly. And lipoprotein A, LPA, plus detailed LDL fraction, small, medium, particle number. Stuff your regular checkup probably won't touch.
That's pretty comprehensive cardiovascular risk assessment.
Definitely.
And it's not just heart stuff, right? They're looking proactively too.
Yeah, they screen for things most doctors wouldn't unless you have specific symptoms, like heavy metals.
Oh, interesting, like lead, mercury.
Lead, mercury, aluminum, things you might be exposed to without realizing. And they include access to the Gallery test.
The multi-cancer early detection test.
Yeah.
Wow, okay, that's cutting edge.
It really is. Looking for those early signals across many cancer types.
So diving deeper, metabolism, inflammation, what are the key markers there beyond the basics like, say, HbA1c?
Well, they do track insulin and HbA1c, sure, but also things like adiponectin.
Adiponectin, remind me.
It's a hormone involved in glucose regulation and fatty acid breakdown, pretty important, and HSCRP.
High sensitivity C-reactive protein, the inflammation marker.
Right. Crucial for spotting systemic inflammation linked to heart disease, autoimmune issues, all sorts of things.
And they're also jumping on the sort of quantified self trend with aging metrics.
Yeah, they calculate a biological age.
We saw that anecdote, didn't we? Someone finding out they were biologically 5 years younger than their calendar age.
Exactly. People seem to like that metric. Plus tracking stress markers like cortisol.
And hormones too, right? Full panels for men and women.
Comprehensive, yeah. Estradiol, FSH, LH for women, PSA for men's prostate health. The works.
Okay, so you get this mountain of data, but data is an insight, right? What do they do with it?
That's the crucial part. You don't just get raw numbers. You get a written summary from their clinicians. Insights.
And if something's really off?
Urgent results trigger a call from a clinician. Promptly.
But, lots of us have good primary care doctors. Why not just take the results to them? How is the summary better?
I think the value add is the trend analysis over time. Seeing subtle shifts.
Okay.
Like the example given was tracking TSH, the thyroid hormone. Seeing it move from, say, an unhealthy 8.5 down into the optimal range, like 1.8, over time.
Gotcha. So it's not just about being in range, but optimally ranged and seeing the trajectory.
Precisely. And catching those early indicators for thousands of potential diseases, diabetes, lupus, kidney disease, things that might brew for years.
The real-world stories definitely hit home, like the person who discovered chronic lymphocytic leukemia, CLL.
Yeah, and got connected with top-tier care at MD Anderson because of it. That's life-changing.
Or others finally figuring out hormonal issues like PCOS or gut stuff like IBS after struggling for ages.
And the feedback loop seems pretty tight. That example of someone lowering their mercury levels significantly in just under 2 months.
From 25 down to 16, just by having the data and a plan.
It really speaks to that idea of knowledge giving you control. Feedback on what you eat, supplements, lifestyle, seeing the impact.
Okay, so wrapping this up, if this approach, focusing hard on tracking biological age, optimizing these detailed biomarkers like ApoB year after year, what does that mean for the future of standard primary care?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, if you can track your biological age with this kind of detail every year, does that become the key metric, maybe overshadowing everything else for long-term health?
Does it become the ultimate scorecard for how well you're managing your health journey? It's
Mhm.
definitely something to think about.